So, Tua recently came out and said he's not going to retire. Even with all his concussions, he's going to stay in the NFL and keep playing. Well, guess what? We made a decision for him. We retired Tua, and we went back in time, and we plucked the beautiful Dan Marino from the history books, and we put him as the starting quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. The reason why I started for a second was because I was like, wait, is he not the starter? He is the starter. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Dan Marino. Okay? You got the best of the best there. This squad, with the right quarterback, could be a playoff team. Could be a Super Bowl team. And the schedule is somewhat okay. It's difficult. It's not the worst in the world, but it's not the best as well. I think it's kind of like on the latter half of the two of it being like challenging, but not too brokenly challenged. I'll say it like that. Starting off week 1, they beat the Jaguars 32-31. Now, Dan was never, he's a quarterback who has never won a Super Bowl. He was always the big flashy quarterback, but he could never get the job done in the end. We're going to see today if he does get the job done in the end and wins the Super Bowl, or he falls short as always. Starting off the season 4-0, though, definitely does help out immensely. Again, like I said, having the receivers he has, it also probably does help out as well. So far, Dan Marino is 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1,300 yards, and all of them going to Hill, Waddle, and OBJ. I kind of forgot they picked up OBJ. So crazy. Week 7, though, a 5-0 Miami Dolphins here. They destroyed the Indianapolis Colts. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know really who's going to beat this team. I say that as they play the Bills in Buffalo. But they win. Okay. Well, we get our first 19-0 team. Potentially, they play the Raiders, 4-5 Raiders. They beat the 4-5 Raiders. They play the Patriots for the second time, 2-9 in Miami, and they lose. They lose to the 2-9 Patriots in Miami. Dang, you gotta love football, man. Anything can happen in any given week. They play the 8-4 Jets in Miami. They win. They play the Houston Texans in Houston. They win that game. They play the 12-2 San Francisco 49ers. And they lose that game. So they're going to end the season off here, it looks like, with 2 losses. As they do, again, finish with the 2nd seed. How did they get... Wait, hold up. First off, let's zip forward real fast. Okay. They lost the final week of the season. Oh, that would be why. The Chiefs went 16-1. 16-1, 15-2, 14-3. Wow, this was a good franchise. This was actually an insane franchise. And who's the worst team? The Saints here, which they don't even show up, but they went 4-13 as well. But there is my beautiful NFC South, where somehow the NFC always has an 8-9 squad make the playoffs. I don't understand. Anyway, though, even with a 14-3 record, does not actually win the AFC because of the Kansas City Chiefs. 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 4,500 yards, 1,000 yards on the ground for Raheem Mostert. Almost three 1,000-yard receivers. Looking pretty good there. Let's go over to our NFL here. And let's see what Dan Marino finished with. So Dan Marino here finished as 3rd quarterback for passing yards. Touchdowns, only 30. Whoa, my brain did not comprehend that. He only threw 30 touchdowns? That is actually insane. Okay. I don't know why I just glanced over that when I first looked at that stat. I'm just so used to it, especially in these franchise videos, for them to like throw so much touchdowns that 30 touchdowns is actually nothing. It's absolutely nothing nowadays. When you got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, you should be easily throwing 30 plus touchdowns. All right, so again, not really known back when he used to play. There wasn't as much crazy passing yards. So, insane. All right, so Cincinnati Bengals, wild card round. And they lose to the Bengals in the first round of the playoffs. There's Dan Marino for you, baby. There is Dan Marino. Great regular season, 14-3. Gets to the playoffs, not doing it. The one quarterback who could never win the big game. Who let the Denver Broncos in the playoffs? The Ravens just absolutely slaughtered them. Okay, so, yeah. I guess my takeaway from this video is really just the fact that he pretty much did the same thing Tua would do. That's the same thing Tua is probably going to do once he comes back healthy, is really just get them to the playoffs, lose in the first round. We're all going to say, wow, hopefully Tua's okay. And then we're all going to move on and forget about it until next year when hopefully he never gets in concussion again. But there's always a chance he might. So we're going to then talk about it next year and say, oh, should Tua retire? It's an endless cycle, guys. My point is, dang. Yeah. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. See you guys next one. Peace out.